Ever wondered if those legendary tales about your favorite players are fact or fiction? Well, get ready to have your mind blown because we're about to dive deep into the world of football legends. We're about to separate truth from tall tales, and trust me, some of these stories are wilder than you think. Let's start with number 1, Balotelli's Chronicles. Remember when Super Mario burst onto the football scene and became the king of memes even before memes were a thing? Well, it was like he had a story for every occasion and we couldn't get enough of it. But the burning question is, how much of it was real and how much was just pure Balotelli magic? Now let's talk about that legendary £5,000 in his car's passenger seat when he got pulled over by the cops. The answer he gave was, "Because I'm rich." Sounds epic, huh? But did it actually happen? Well, the truth is, nobody can confirm it. And what about the tale of Balotelli throwing darts at a youth team player? Turns out there's no accurate evidence of this wild accusation either. Now picture this, Balotelli dressed as Santa Claus, handing out cash to strangers. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But here's the kicker. No photos or videos exist to prove that it ever happened. And as for the story of him casually playing on an iPad while chilling on the bench during an international match, well, it's as mysterious as Mario himself. Now, remember the fireworks incident? Turns out Mario claimed he and his buddies were all outside when the fireworks went off in his bathroom. Who knows what really happened? And that viral piano playing video on YouTube? Mario couldn't even confirm if it was legit or a clever fake. Number 2, Arsenal's relegation saga. So we all know how fans can be, right? They love to brag about their team's glories, and Arsenal fans are no exception. But here's the kicker. Some Arsenal supporters claim that their beloved club has never, ever been relegated. Now, before we dive into this tale, let's get the facts straight. Arsenal does hold the record for the longest consecutive stay in the top flight, no doubt about that. But if anyone tries to sell you the story that Arsenal has never even sniffed second-tier football, well, you can call their bluff. You see, back in the day, in 1913 to be precise, when Arsenal was known as Woolwich Arsenal and still finding its footing, they got a taste of relegation. Yup, you heard it right, relegation. It's a part of their history they might not bring up at fancy dinner parties. Now, fast forward to the aftermath of World War I, things got a bit controversial in the world of football promotions. Arsenal, who had moved to Highbury by then, found themselves in a situation where they were promoted to the first division over their rivals, Tottenham. But here's the kicker, Spurs had actually finished higher in the standings. Why the promotion? Well, Arsenal's chairman argued that their club deserved it because of its longer history. Yup, a clear history card. Moving on to number 3, Denis Law's goal. Now, you've probably heard the story of Denis Law's goal, the one that sent shockwaves through Manchester in 1974, right? Well, hold on to your scarves because we're about to set the record straight. Denis Law himself said that he almost wished his goal hadn't gone in. He was inconsolable and didn't even want it to happen. That's what he claimed. It's the kind of stuff that legends are made of. But here's where it gets interesting. That goal, the back heel heard round the world, the one that relegated the red half of Manchester while he was playing for the blue side, it might not be as crucial as you think. You see, even if Manchester United had beaten City that day, it wouldn't have saved them from relegation. Nope, not a chance. Why? Well, it turns out that Birmingham City had their own destiny to write on the final day of the season. They pulled off a victory against Norwich City, securing their spot in the top flight and rendering the Manchester derby utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Number 4, the Ronaldo mystery. Remember the 1998 World Cup final? The younger Gary Lineker dropped the bombshell from inside the Stade de France that Ronaldo, the Brazilian superstar, had been left out of the lineup. But here's where it gets wild. Just as the world was crashing its head at Ronaldo's absence, he miraculously appeared in the starting lineup for Brazil in the final. Conspiracy theories erupted like wildfire. Some claimed Ronaldo had suffered a nervous breakdown, while others believed that sponsor giant Nike had pulled the strings to ensure he played. The blame game doesn't stop there. Some pointed fingers at coach Mario Zagallo, while others suggested that Ronaldo's then-girlfriend, Susanna Werner, was having an affair with a Brazilian TV journalist, leading to his sudden episode. But wait, it gets crazier. There was even a wild theory that Brazil had been paid by FIFA to throw the game in exchange for an easy path to the 2002 title and the rights to host the 2014 World Cup. But let's cut to the chase. The truth is far simpler. Ronaldo himself set the record straight, confirming that he had a convulsion but quickly recovered. He approached Zagallo at the stadium, armed with a clean bill of health test results, and demanded to play. Zagallo had no choice but to oblige. Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Scholes' incredible trick. You might have heard the story about Cristiano Ronaldo trying to imitate Paul Scholes' incredible tree-hitting trick, and it's a beautiful one. Here's the scoop. According to some people, Ronaldo once claimed that when they were in training, he used to do a lot of tricks which hardly any of the players of the club could do. He went on to say that he showed off his skills to Scholes. After his dazzling display, Scholes, in his typical understated manner, picked up the ball and pointed to a tree about 50 meters away, and he declared that he was going to hit it in one shot. And boom, he kicked the ball and struck the tree with pinpoint accuracy. Scholes then challenged Ronaldo to do the same, and despite trying about 10 times, Ronaldo couldn't quite replicate that level of precision. Scholes simply smiled and walked away, leaving Cristiano in awe. But here's the twist. The internet has a funny way of mixing fact and fiction. It turns out that Ronaldo never actually uttered those words about the tree challenge. The closest we have to this story from a reliable source is Rio Ferdinand's account. According to Rio, Ronaldo would do incredible things in training, like saying, "You see that tree over there? Even if it was a whopping 40 yards away, I'm gonna hit it." While Scholes was undoubtedly a maestro with a football and more than capable of hitting that tree, the specific tale of him challenging Cristiano to a tree-off seems to be a fabrication that's made its way across the internet. Finally, we have number 6, Zidane's moment. Zidane was a magician on the pitch. All of us can accept that. But guess what? He wasn't immune to the occasional offside flag. Yep, you heard it right. You might have come across the legend that Zidane was never, ever called offside in his entire career. It's a fantastic story, but it's not entirely accurate. There were a few instances where the offside flag did make an appearance during Zidane's illustrious career. One notable occasion was when he was playing for Juventus against Manchester United, and another time during the 2006 World Cup. Now, let's clear up a few other footballing myths while we're at it. Gary Lineker, the legendary goal poacher, really was never booked throughout his career. Philipp Lahm, the German maestro, never saw a red card in his playing days. As for Ryan Giggs, the Welsh wizard, he only received a red card once, and that was while playing for Wales, leaving his club-level record spotless. But as for Zizou's supposed invincibility to the offside flag, well, that's a myth that we've just debunked. So what do you think? Or let me ask you this, have you ever spoken about any of these with your buddies? If yes, then do comment below. Anyways, we'll be back with another exciting video soon. Until then, stay tuned.